What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and hello, offense. That was very nice to see. Still, in the overall grand scheme of things, I am not happy because you did split a series with the Cincinnati Reds, and it shouldn't have to have come to that just because, overall, it shouldn't have been the case, in my honest opinion. But it is what it is at this point. Although not happy with it, you scored 14 runs in this ball game. You were hitting the cover off the ball in every single spot. You actually set the tone properly in this game. Bryson Stott leadoff home run. He has just been unreal, continues to hit. He just doesn't seem like he's ever going to, lose that hitting streak. Trey Turner basically gets on base every time he was at bat. Kyle Schwarber had a couple of hits. Everyone did their part in this game. Brandon Marsh had a 4-hit game, I believe. Alec Boehm had a 3-hit game at least. JT Realmuto, past couple of games, not yesterday, the last game that he played before tonight, that was, Friday, I believe. Definitely has looked better at the plate. He did have a home run in this game as well. Nola, he went 6 innings, only allowed 2 runs, technically 3, one of them was unearned, but still some frustrating things in regarding to Nola. Third and the 4th inning, he really struggled. Once again, location, struggled with guys on base, especially with 2 outs. Had trouble just getting those guys out for some odd reason. I have no idea why he was having that many issues. I just don't know. He gets the win today. He goes 6 innings. Hopefully it's something he can build off of. The curveball definitely did look a lot better in this game. The fastball command definitely did in most aspects of the game for Nola. Still, I'm a little concerned about his velocity. He was only clocking like 90 to 92 when he's normally like 93, 94, 95 on the fastball, more in around the 93, 94 range. But he was really just, his velocity's down. Is that accompanied to what they did in spring training? I have no idea. It's 4 starts now for Aaron. He's got to figure it out. Still very frustrated with him in the overall grand scheme of things. Needs to be way better. He can't be having, seriously, you're expecting Aaron Nola, when he usually has that blow-up. It's in the 5th inning. It's in the 6th inning. When he's blowing up now, it's in the 3rd and the 4th inning. It's earlier on in the ball game. So, it's something. It definitely is. I really don't want to harp negatively. I don't want to sound like that today. You did win 14-3, but like I said, overall in the grand scheme of things, I'm not happy that you split with the Reds after what happened yesterday. You got embarrassed yesterday. Yes, you embarrassed them today, but still, I think overall, you can't be splitting with the Reds, especially what your record is. You're now 6-10 on the year. You're done with Cincinnati for the rest of the season. And that's one thing I do have a gripe with the MLB schedule for the past couple of seasons early on. I feel like last year, we played the Rockies twice in a span of a week. First series into Colorado, the next series at home in Philadelphia in a 4-game series. I don't know what the deal with the MLB schedule is where we're seeing so many teams frequently in the first month of the year. And then we're done with them. Like with the Cincinnati Reds, we saw them twice in a span of a week. So, and we're already done with the Reds over the rest of the season. That's just something that's just a little nitpicky, something that just bothers me overall. But that has nothing to do with anything. That's just me being a douche. But you split this series now. You're going to Chicago to face the White Sox. I believe the broadcast said it's going to be cold in Chicago over the course of these next 3 games. So that's definitely something that's going to be interesting on that standpoint. Maybe something that also benefits the Phillies going into Chicago. The White Sox don't have many left-handed pitchers. I believe they don't have any, from what I read. I know that was Rob Thompson's, I believe he said that, at the beginning of the road trip, when they're going to Chicago, they don't have that many lefties in their rotation or their bullpen. So you're not going to see Christian Pache, most likely. So Brandon Marsh is going to be playing every single game against the White Sox. Hopefully you just don't randomly throw in Christian Pache. But still, just looking at the grand scheme of this thing, I'm okay with this win, but still, it's just, he could have been way better. Even though, it's funny, though, when you score 14 runs in this game, they could have had way more, in my eyes, but they could put 20 on the board. I believe they had 15 runners left on base in this game overall, if I'm looking at everything here. I'm looking at the ESPN stat sheet right here. Yeah, they were 11 for 27 with runners in scoring position. They left 15 runners on base. So they could have scored a lot more in this game. Not going to lie. They could have. They definitely could have. Looking at the entire lineup, Bryson Stott, he had 7 at-bats in this game. He went 3 for 7 with the solo shot to lead off the game. 2 RBIs as well. Averages at 380 on the year. Trey Turner had a great day at the plate. He went 3 for 3. He was on base every time. 3 for 3, 3 runs scored, 1 RBI, and 2 walks as well. Kyle Schwarber had a solid day at the plate. He went 2 for 4 with 2 walks, an RBI, and a run scored. Nick Castellanos, 1 for 5 with an RBI, a walk as well. Brandon Marsh had a great game. 4 for 6, 3 RBI, or 3 runs scored, 1 RBI. JT Realmuto had a good game. 6 for 3, 1 RBI, 1 home run. Alec Boehm had a great game, 3 for 6, 2 runs scored, an RBI. Jake Cave had 4 RBIs in this game. He had the bases clearing double in the first inning. And Josh Harrison actually contributed too, 2 for 5 with an RBI. So everyone had their part, I guess, at this point. I mean, can I really rake on them for leaving 15 guys on base when they scored 14 runs in a ball game? Now, if that's the case in another game, yes, that's bad. But I feel like in the grand scheme of this game, just solely this game, I'm not going to harp on that just because you scored 14. I'm not going to do that, personally. I know I see a couple of you guys bring that up in the comments section. I'm not going to harp on that. You won a game where you scored 14 runs. They had so many chances to score in this game. I'm not going to harp on it. They had 23 hits. I'm not going to do that. Not for this game, at least. Aaron Nola, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 runs allowed in total. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 98 pitches. Still thought he was very shaky. That third and that fourth inning just wasn't solid overall, just wasn't sharp. Definitely his best start of the year so far, but, right now the bar is really low for Aaron Nola, so that's something. Connor Brogdon pitched in the 7th inning, 21 pitches after allowing 1 hit. He gets through that. Craig Kimbrell is allergic to a 1-2-3 inning. He allows a hit, but he also strikes out 2 on 12 pitches. And Ortiz, who was just recently called up, Moore got sent down after yesterday's ball game. He allowed a hit, struck out 2 on 15 pitches. So hopefully, Ortiz can be something in the bullpen. That's not a guy that you throw out there and you wave a white flag like McKinley Moore was. That's basically what it was. At least Ortiz looked like he had some case of the strike zone. Only threw 15 pitches. Struck out 2. Way more than McKinley Moore did in his stint. So yeah, just looking at that entire first inning. Bryson Stott leadoff home run. Ball just got over the wall, extended his hitting streak, which is nice to see. Trey Turner reached in an infield single. He broke 3 bats in this game. Kyle Schwarber walked. Nick Castellanos walked. Brandon Marsh fought off a pitch, blooped it into the outfield. 2-0 ball game. JT Realmuto popped up, so that sucked. Alec Boehm, he reached in on an infield single. Jake Cave with the double to clear the bases. Josh Harrison with an RBI hit. Trey Turner on another infield single scores a run. Kyle Schwarber with a double scores Trey Turner. So 9-0 in the first inning. That's pretty good. Aaron Nola with a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. JT had a double in the top of the second. Wasn't able to bring him home. Top of the third inning for the Phillies. Trey Turner with a 2-out single. Kyle Schwarber with a walk. Nick Castellanos. Now this sense right here on this Nick Castellanos infield single, this is where good aggressive base running comes from. The shortstop for the Reds, he bobbles the ball for like 5 minutes over there. And Trey Turner, with 2 outs, running. And he's running, and he's running. He senses that the guy at shortstop is bobbling the baseball. He's aggressive. He's fast. He could probably get on home very easily for that play. And he did. That is smart aggressive base running there by Trey Turner. Probably the best base running I've seen overall this season from anybody. So he scores 10-0. Bottom of the third, this is where Aaron Nola started to struggle a little bit. India got a double. Then an error allowed India to score. This is a play that Alec Boehm probably should have had over at first base, so it becomes a 10-1 ball game. Top of the fourth, Alec Boehm leadoff double. Cave singles in home, 11-1 ball game. Then Aaron Nola continues to struggle in the bottom of the fourth. Leadoff walk leads to a double, then a sacrifice fly, then a single, then another sacrifice fly, and then eventually he gets out of the inning. Top of the fifth for the Phillies. Marsh leadoff double. Alec Bohm singles at home, 12-3. And then basically looking at the rest of the ball game, JT Realmuto, top of the 7th inning, solo shot. Surprisingly, I have no idea how that ball carried out. And i.e., the rest of the ball game, Reds put a position player out there on the mound, and everyone was just padding their stats at that point. Marsh single, JT infield hit, Harrison infield single, Stott with another single to score a run. So it was just stat padding at that point with a position player on the mound. You win 14-3. Yes, I know you left so many runners stranded on base. You scored 14 runs. I'm not going to harp on that. Today, at least. Today, at least. I'm not going to harp on that. So, like I said, grand scheme, big picture-wise, this entire series, I am not happy with a split. But I guess at this point, with the way you're struggling to get wins, you take what you get. I know 4-game series are hard to sweep, and I did demand a sweep in this series, but could you at least win the series? No, because you had to get embarrassed yesterday. So you had to settle for the sweep. You had to salvage the series, basically. Still not happy with it, but the job, the deed is done at that point. 2-2 so far on this road trip. Now you go to Chicago, South Side, to face the White Sox for a 3-game set. So let's look at that series upcoming. So Aaron Nola pitched today, so that means Zack Wheeler is going to be pitching tomorrow. Then you're going to have Bailey Falter and Taijuan Walker in the final 2 games of that series against the White Sox. The Phillies will be facing Lance Lynn. He is 0-1 so far with a 7 ERA for the White Sox. Lucas Giolito, he's 0-1 with a 6 ERA. And then Mike Clevenger, remember him? We destroyed him in Game 4 of the NLCS last year. So, yeah. Do that again, even though he is 2-0 for the White Sox with a 2.20 ERA. So, maybe we do it again. But we got Zack Wheeler. Hopefully this next start for him is better. Again, just continuing to improve for him. Because he did have his best start against the Marlins, his last outing. So, let's just see if he can improve on that. Bailey Falter definitely would like to bounce back from the game that he had against the Reds earlier in this series. Then you get Taijuan Walker hoping to improve from Friday's game, and then you come back home, you play the Colorado Rockies for 4 games, and then the Seattle Mariners for 3 games. So basically, this easy stretch of the schedule, it's coming quickly to a close. Like I said, you got Chicago for 3 games, Colorado for 4 games at home. Seattle, I wouldn't count that as easy, even though they are below 500 at this point, I believe. They're 7-8 so far to start the season. Still would not consider that easy. I would consider the easy part of the schedule done when Colorado is, you're done that Colorado series, because after that, you're playing Seattle for 3 games. You're going to Houston for 3 games. You're playing LA for 3 games. I don't care if Boston is bad. They are always a tough contest. When they play the Phillies, you play Boston for 3 games. You play the Toronto Blue Jays for 2 games. So there you go. Then your schedule maybe evens out a little bit with the Rockies again. And the Giants, even though we struggled against the Giants last year. And the Cubs, we struggled against the Cubs. And the Diamondbacks. So, right now, nothing's easy for the squad. Gotta figure it out. Just wish you didn't split the series. I prefer you win it. But you didn't do that. Sadly, that was the case. Ay. This is your 2023 Philadelphia Phillies so far. Wish it was a little bit better. Definitely I do. But, really, overall, not much else to talk about with this game. I got a lot of my rants out last night with that game. I got a lot of that out, so I really have nothing else more to say in regard to this. Just please find a way to build some confidence off of this game. That is all I'm asking for. Just find some confidence, find some consistency, please, for all of our sanity. Go to Chicago, find a way to win that series. I'm not even asking for split sweeps at this point. Just win series. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing you can do is win series. And when you start to win majority of your series, that's when your record starts to look better. That's all I can ask for at this point. One day at a time, win a series, and move on from there. That's all I can do. All I can ask for. Because right now, a lot of things are a tough task for this team. hopefully, they could build the confidence from this game. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. Hopefully they can now. Just imagine how many runs they could have scored if they did not leave 15 men on base. Castellanos, 5 left on base, 15 total. Well, okay, they won, but every time they scored next game, it nothing. 2 home runs. 23. I mean, Julian, today, I'm not going to harp on having 2 home runs when you scored 14 runs in the game. I'm not going to harp on that. I'm not. When we look at further games, yes, I will. Not today. I don't think today that's for it. I was thinking poor Cease. Yeah, the dude sucks. He got crushed. I felt bad for the guy. Saw him in the dugout after he came out of the ball game. I don't know what the Reds were even thinking of leaving in the ball game that long. Dude probably hated himself in the dugout. Kind of felt bad. So, yeah. I think that's where we're going to end it off today. A little bit of a short recap here. Around 20 minutes. Not much else to talk about with this game. Like I said, I got all my frustration out yesterday. Still, overall grand scheme of things, I am not happy with the split. Just not. So, we'll focus on that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow because there is another Sixers game 2 tomorrow, and most likely both of these games are going to be at the same time around that. So actually, let me look at that now. When I'm thinking about that. So tomorrow, okay, they play at 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 2 o'clock. What time is the Sixers game tomorrow? I believe that is going to be like, what, 7:30 or something like that, I believe. So let me look at that. Monday. Yes, 7:30. Okay. Not entirely sure what I'm going to focus on. I'll probably focus on Sixers, and then maybe not do a Phillies recap tomorrow. Maybe I'll just save Phillies for, do recap both games in one on Tuesday. I'm still debating on what I'm going to do with that entire situation. And it kind of sucks, too, because there's so much crap going on tomorrow. Got the Phillies game tomorrow with the White Sox. You got the Sixers game with Brooklyn. And then the Stanley Cup playoffs start tomorrow, too. So I'm going to have so many TVs around here just watching a bunch of different things. I have 2 monitors right here. So I'll probably have one monitor focused on the Sixers, the other monitor focused on the Phillies. And I got the 2 TVs in the background. I'll probably have the Stanley Cup playoffs on both of those televisions. So that'll be something that at least will hopefully be enjoyable tomorrow. I can at least wait for that. So that's something to look forward to at least. So yeah, probably tomorrow, most likely going to focus on Sixers. Recap that game tomorrow. Then Tuesday we could talk about what happened tomorrow and Tuesday's game for the Phillies in regards to that. So it makes it easier for myself. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So Sixers recap tomorrow. Then we'll have, Phillies recaps and stuff like that. Then I do believe the Sixers play on Thursday. I believe so. And I'm going to that Phillies game on Thursday, so I'm not sure how I'm going to work that. We'll figure it out. I'm looking way too far ahead at this point. So, I'm going to end it off here, everyone. I just kept rambling to myself at this point, but thank you for joining today. Definitely do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'd like to see those as always. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description down below. Same thing with hitting that subscribe button. It does me a really great deal. Hit that. Join the TTP Sports family. Also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Use it for anything you can think of. Great deal. Do not pass it up. Once again, thank you everyone for joining tonight. And I'll see you